All right, guys, let's get started. It is Wednesday, the 15th of February, and the markets are looking good, but we have to talk about the current FUD around stablecoins, particularly BUSD. But before that, I want to actually talk about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is actually doing well. It is pulling the whole market up, as you can see. And I am seeing two things with Bitcoin. Well, first thing is that, let me just pull up this chart. So Bitcoin is actually doing well right now, and I think it will continue to do well over the next few days. However, zooming out and looking here on the weekly, we can see a clear death cross that just formed yesterday, and this is the 50th and the 200 moving averages. When the shorter moving average, in this case the 50th, is crossing the longer moving average, in this case the 200, on the downside, this is a death cross, meaning that we are looking bearish. And this is also coinciding with an overbought stochastic RSI. Macadis on the high end, even though they still have more room to go higher before they cross and make a bearish cross. Based on these indicators here, this for me is signaling that another pullback is due. However, that is not the end of the world, and the fact that it's called a death cross doesn't mean that we are necessarily going to fall into a continuation of the bear trend. It is very likely that we are going to have a minor pullback, which will actually present a good buying opportunity for those who missed out previously. I mean, retesting the lows of 20,000 or mid 20,000 range. This is going to be great for many people who missed out. So be aware of that. Also, if you're entering any of the altcoins during this current pump, because we are up on many of the altcoins by 5, 6, 8% today. Indeed, we are seeing right now a lot of altcoins printing some handsome gains, and these are just the altcoins that I'm personally watching that are on my crypto radar, on my watch list. And you can see here, kudos today, 26% in the last 24 hours. Immutable X, 17%. FET, an AI token, 12%. Horizon Zen, 11.92%, and so on and so forth. So those of you who are actually buying altcoins right now, you might see them dropping down as Bitcoin is correcting, because I am anticipating that correction in Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is going to challenge the lower 21,000 and even the mid 20,000 range, which I'm expecting is a possible scenario, then you might be disappointed because altcoins usually drop far heavier than Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is going to make a 2-3% correction, altcoins will make 7, 8, 10% correction. So be aware of that. I'm not saying you have to sell right now and, definitely we are going down, so you will be able to scoop cheaper. But it is very likely that you will be able to scoop them a little bit cheaper when Bitcoin corrects. However, this I'm expecting to be a short-term correction, not a full-on bear continuation of the bear cycle. I personally feel that we are already on our way out of the bear cycle. Here is one chart from Glassnode, which they posted a lot of charts yesterday, and I just picked this one because it is a very clear chart. It's kind of self-explanatory. Let's just take a look. So what's happening here is, as you can see, this is where we are right now. And this here is our previous bear market. So it's very easy to compare what's happening right now to how Bitcoin behaved during the last bear cycle. So as you can see, we have here the cycle baseline that we break during a bear cycle, and we enter the bottom of the cycle. Now, this already happened with us late last year. I already told you that we are during a cycle bottom, so there is no surprise in that. As you see, this D here is the distribution cycle which we are currently entering, which we are already in. Distribution means that people who bought here at the bottom are now locking in some profits. This is also why we could actually see another pullback, because there is a lot of selling pressure now from people who did scoop Bitcoin at these bottom levels and are locking in profits as of right now. After this, after the distribution, comes another accumulation period. This is exactly what happened last time, And this is what we are going to anticipate soon, very soon. We are not there yet. We are still having to complete the distribution phase of this cycle, but straight after this comes the accumulation. And as you can see, the accumulation is actually happening on the way up. It's not even a sideways move. It is in fact a rally. So this is what's happening right now. We are in the distribution phase. We are seeing some selling pressure as of right now. We are most likely going to see another pullback based on these indicators here. And straight after that, we are going to enter the next bull rally, the next phase, which will be accumulation. Knowing that will help you prepare yourself for the next bull rally and not really be afraid of the pullback that I'm talking about. I mean, these indicators that we are seeing on the chart, these could all be cancelled due to outside factors as well. But more often than not, these indicators play out just as expected. And right now, I'm expecting a pullback based on these indicators that I'm seeing here. So we'll see how this will play out. I'm going to monitor this, and of course, I'm going to keep you updated. Another thing I want to mention before I go into stablecoins, Polygon, Matic, is actually, this is one of the tokens that I've been talking about a lot. It is in my portfolio. You know, I really like the project, even though I did criticize it for not being decentralized enough. However, this is really the strongest Ethereum competitor right now. And they are going to have their upgrade. They just announced it on March 27th. This is when the zkEVM launches. And this is one of the upgrades that has been highly anticipated. Many people are prepared for this. There is a lot of accumulation happening right now. This will be a typical buy the rumor, sell the news type of event, or buy the news, sell the event type of thing. In either case, March 27th is when this upgrade is going to be implemented, and I'm expecting a huge rally in the days prior to this. Of course, not as it's happening or after it happens, but in the days prior to that. So those of you who are already accumulating Polygon or who have already accumulated Polygon, if you want to make some trades, make a note of this date, because usually what happens with this kind of upgrades, we usually see a strong rally ahead of the event and then of course a dump straight after the event. So typically what people do, what I would do as well, is I will be using this volatility to lock in some profits. I will sell during the pump, and of course I will reaccumulate the same amount of tokens that I sell. I will reaccumulate them during the correction that will follow it. I'm not saying you have to do that, but of course I'm sharing with you what I'm personally doing, what works for me. This is not a financial or investment advice. This is me sharing my own experience and what works for me. Alright, now let's move on to stablecoins, because the US regulators' ongoing battle against the crypto industry has intensified as they turn their attention now to BUSD, the Binance dollar-pegged stablecoin. This move, coupled with previous attacks, has forced the industry into a defensive position. Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, issues BUSD tokens in partnership with Paxos, a fully regulated entity in the United States. Yesterday, Paxos announced that it would stop minting BUSD tokens from February 21st, citing several unresolved issues related to Paxos' oversight of its relationship with Binance in regards to Paxos-issued BUSD. To add to the pressure, the SEC has issued Paxos a Wells notice stating that BUSD is an unregistered security. This is potentially causing mass confusion. The notice has led to speculation that the SEC is looking to target BUSD as it believes that the stablecoin may violate US securities law. This is despite the fact that BUSD has been regulated by the NYDFC, New York financial regulator, and there is no expectation of profit in a stablecoin. Is this war against Binance caused by their involvement in the FTX collapse? Could it be that those who were dining with Sam Fried and most likely took hefty bribes are now acting in revenge? Gary Gensler, the SEC chairman, is known to be tough on the cryptocurrency industry and has made it his mission to increase oversight of the sector. He is stopping at nothing to bruise, break, and beat down the industry. He did not prevent us from the collapse of Terra's UST and Luna tokens, though. He did nothing to prevent users from losing their fortunes in Celsius, BlockFi, FTX, Three Arrows Capital, the list goes on. But now he's causing even more damage to those who are users of Binance and their BNB and BUSD tokens. BNB printed the biggest pullback from the top coins over the last few days as a result of this FUD. And in response to this news, CZ stated that if BUSD is ruled as a security, it will have profound impacts on the crypto industry's development. This is obviously true. However, he remains confident in Binance's ability to adapt to changing regulations. He said, Binance will continue to support BUSD for the foreseeable future. We do foresee users migrating to other stablecoins over time, and we will make product adjustments accordingly, such as move away from using BUSD as the main pair for trading. The future of stablecoins is shaky, to be honest, but we knew this was coming. Last year, I talked about how stablecoins are the next target for the regulators, as they were the safe haven for most of us crypto investors during the bear cycle. Majority of the funds that were coming out of crypto went into stablecoins, as people were unwilling or unable to cash out directly into fiat, for various reasons, not least the fact that many banks are still extremely hostile to crypto, and in many cases they even close accounts of people who deposit funds directly from crypto-based platforms. So definitely the ongoing battle against stablecoins is going to worsen first before things can get better. I feel that there will be more stablecoins coming out that will be pegged to different currencies rather than the US dollar, because it seems that the SEC is not going to stop here. The latest news is that they are now challenging Circle, the issuer of USDC, another very popular stablecoin, and they did challenge USD Tether many times before, but that didn't really go anywhere. So I feel that we're going to see more of these attacks against stablecoins. This is one of the top headlines from yesterday. Now, this is actually still unconfirmed because according to Circle themselves, they actually refuted this. They issued a statement saying that this is just FUD and that there is no such action still from the SEC. But I feel usually where there is smoke, there is fire. So I feel that most likely this is still happening, is just behind closed doors right now. And most likely they're going to try and brush it off publicly so that there is no FUD created, and they might try to settle out of court or anything like that. We'll see how it goes. But definitely this is not the last we hear of stablecoins being threatened by the SEC, unfortunately. Keep your crypto safe with the best cold storage on the market. Keystone Wallet, air-gapped device with top-tier security. Alright, well, this wraps up today's episode of Crypto Corner, everyone. Thanks for staying until the end. If you like this, share it with someone else who would benefit from watching it. Show your support by leaving a like and a comment below. And if you have any questions or any requests for me to cover certain coins, technical analysis, whatever it is, drop it in the comments. I would like to hear from you. Make sure that you check out the links in the description, where I drop the links to all of the crypto services that I'm personally using and that I recommend to you. And while you're here, make sure that you pick another one of my videos, and I'll see you there.